Here we go. Hello world. How's it all going? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Happy days. Live again. It's been a while. I should probably check to see if I really am live or not. That would probably help. Am I live? Let's see. I should go here to see, shouldn't I? Yeah. And then where do I stream again? Here? I stream here. Let's see how that's going. Oh look, that's me. Yeah. Woohoo. And I'm here. And it even sounds like I'm making noise. There you go. Isn't that a result, everybody? Boo-ba-da-boo. And YouTube, not so bothered about streaming on. To be frank, I'm not too bothered about streaming anywhere. It's Saturday. It's late on Saturday. What was I doing today? Oh, I know. I was watching Scarlet Flameheart. She was playing Crusader Kings 3, and I was really appreciating her model. I love how kind of like asymmetrical it is, but yet so nicely balanced. And I've been listening to an awful lot of Scaredy Cat. That's a YouTube channel, a kind of comedic horror review channel done by the same individual that does Foot Slime. So that was fun. That's been exciting. And a couple of days ago, I of course updated my my instance of Foundry. So now it's on the latest version. And of course, what's the one game that doesn't work anymore? For One Ring, because of course it doesn't, because that's the way of the universe. So yeah, that's kind of that part and the other part and the part on top of that. Yeah. Oh, I'm registering as a viewer on my own thingy-majiggy. Go me. Yeah. And my computer's kind of chugging today. Maybe it's all over. Maybe it's just it's done. It's done for now. Computer's done. It's all over. I don't need to open. One thing that'd be really good, and I'll have to look into it. I know that Stardock used to do a piece of software that did this, but for like, you know, I've got VBridger, I've got Camo, I've got the little box that opens up when you use VBridger. I've got the other box that opens up when you got VBridger. Then I got VTuber Studio. Then I got Steamlabs Desktop, and I'm like, gee, it'd be really useful if all these were just like in a single tab for like streaming shit. But it's not. This is where we are. This is the world. We should probably set this to extensions, window size. There we go. For Le Strem, I of course, yeah. I've put on dinner, of course, for today. So I'm making a nice chicken, kind of Mediterranean style chicken stew. Hopefully it'll be nice. It might be horrible. Both are equally likely. Well, it's probably more likely that it's nice than being horrible. But no. It could be either. It could be either. You never know. Well, we will know at some point. I'll let you know. I probably won't. I'll probably forget all about it. So I got some bits and pieces that I should probably show off because hooray, they arrived. One second, let me. What bits and pieces have I got since a couple of weeks ago? I got that. Is that it? That might be it. I might only have got that. I think I did only get that. So one second. Heavy book. Where are we? Here. Oh. Hi, Watcher of... Oh, hi again, Watcher of Meme Laws. It's been a while. Yeah, I definitely am ready for the rolls to fail. That's what happens. Let me remember how everything works. We want this one, right? Yeah. So, I got this delivered the other day. Lancer. Big old book. Big old book and very heavy. But quite pretty. So let's try and get it. So, of course, every page that I've opened up so far, no pictures on it. So you can think I'm lying about it being quite pretty. Oh, there we go. So Lance is kind of like a sci-fi mecha mythos kind of game. So it can go, and of course, evidently quite anime inspired. It's quite detailed by the looks of it. One day I'll read it, probably, maybe not. We'll see. But it has lots of like super cool stuff that I kind of expect from a mech game. There's lots of customization for your mech, which is cool, right? That's what we want in mech games. We want to be able to like make our mechs. That's fun. Put that out of the way. Yeah, exactly. I've not read it yet. It's very big. It's on my list. I mean, let's be frank. Let's be entirely honest here. What I'm almost certainly going to do is browse through it, put it on a shelf, and forget it exists. But let's hope. Let's have a little, a little pretend. Let's pretend that we're going to use it again in the future, and it's not just going to live there where it is. But yeah, that's that. What else have I done today? What else am I thinking about doing? So I'm running a session of old school essentials in Dolmenwood for the kind of local role-playing community tomorrow. So that'll be fun. No one's killed a character yet, so we basically have a rotation of like 3 GMs, and I'm the third one in the rotation, and neither of the other 2 have managed to kill anybody yet. So I'm kind of concerned that I might end up killing the entire party and being like the bad guy. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. So yeah. I also kind of did a new setup, right? So I've got a new set of arms and stuff for the camera, and no longer is the camera that catches the slime and makes the sliminess. No longer is that one stuck in front of my computer monitor. Really breaking the old kayfabe there, right? Yeah, that's that. So, with that, without further ado, or with much further ado, right, this is where we are. So, last episode, we've followed this character before, San Merok, the brave, foolhardy agent for the burgeoning rebellion. Right, so I think kind of like Andor era of stuff. So she's a starting character, so she's probably quite likely to get battered at some point. I can only barely remember the rules for Star Wars. Let me just grab my book. So, their survival might vary depending on that. And she arrived at Sullust on a tramp freighter, and we've discovered the ship got impounded, and basically the Sullustian authorities have informed the local Imperial station that they've impounded a ship, and we are trying to get our ship back. And in the process of trying to get our ship back, we've infiltrated a kind of mafia-style underground base thing. We're at a kind of casino, if memory serves me correctly. It's been, having looked at it, about 120 days since we last ventured into the wondrous world of San Merok and her almost certain inevitable destruction at the hands of the Empire, or possibly just a group of upset thugs. So yeah, that's kind of where we are, and she's just got a list of contacts off of the computer system in this here casino. The White Stars hangout. So White Stars a gang. Underground cavern, a classy feel to it, right? So it's kind of cool, kind of rad. Feeling the vibe. But she managed to get the computer records, but then she got caught. So, well, she didn't get caught. She triggered a system that's ushered in a shutdown. And so I think the most obvious thing for her to try and do now, she's got 2 routes, right? She can either blag it, or she could try and leg it. And if we look at her skill set, sneak, investigation, streetwise, repairs, bargain, and yeah, I reckon we'll try and what have we already met? We could try and because you'll probably be searched. Yeah, we'll try and try. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and blag our way out of this situation. So the expected scene is going to be San Marok is interrogated, trying to exit the building with everyone else, right? So that's kind of the expected scene. So they're basically kind of the guards, the bouncers of the place have like locked down all the doors, and they're searching people and they're letting people usher out after they've been scanned, right? And so she's going to try and blag her way through that scan. That's the goal, and I reckon, do we think probably computer interface, bargaining, but we should also, of course, run the old Fate. Our chaos factor is currently 7. Pretty high, pretty rad. So what we need to do first is check to see whether or not the scene is the scene that we think it is, which I'm pretty sure is this scene alteration button. Yeah, chaos level is 7. Let's roll 4. There's an interruption event. PC negative. Oh dear. 25 dominate. 24 tension. Right, okay, so I think that means that someone even more senior comes into the bar looking for somebody, right? Someone who's got a lot of presence. So when you think a lot of presence and you think this world, you think Star Wars, even at this era, I guess kind of low ranking, but it's probably someone like Boba Fett, right? Now, the question is Boba Fett in here looking for her, or is just like here to collect for you? So is Boba Fett here because Boba Fett is working for the the White Stars? Right, I think that's the question. Is Boba Fett working for the White Stars? I reckon, I mean, he's here. It's likely. It's more likely that he's here hired to do some work for the White Stars than he's here to look for her, right? I mean, that makes more sense to me. 84, right? So yes, very much here working for them. So so Boba Fett enters the room, and their presence is very foreboding. So yeah, Boba Fett walks into this room. They got their wee helmet on, and they're kind of scanning the room with their gaze. Well, one presumes that they're using a gaze behind the thing. You can't really tell, can you? Got the wee helmet on. So that's the interrupt event. So he's come in, and he's kind of like everyone's kind of before was like a bit noisy and a bit what's going on? Let's get out of here. Whereas now they've all gone silent because he's turned up. And I guess we should probably go actions. What's Boba Fett doing? Attack. That doesn't sound good. 73 protection. Okay, so maybe Boba Fett's guarding someone, right? He's there for protecting from attacks. So I guess Boba Fett is escorting the crime lord in charge of the White Stars, right? We should triple check why on earth we're here, right? Criminal organization, connection, plans for White Stars are looking to get in with the Imperium and have a number of allies throughout the city. After a firefight, San interrogates one of the goons who gives up the location of the White Star League almost immediately. They don't know where the boss is, so now she's kind of like looking for the boss. He also admits the customs working with the organization, but he doesn't know the details. Right, so Boba Fett is escorting the boss. What species is the boss? That's a question, eh? Oh, I think I've got a rollable table for this. Yeah, I mean, he's almost certainly working for well, he is, right? As we found out. Let's see what species this boss is, shall we? That one. There we go. So I've got this wee table here. Races, homeworlds, territories. This is a D100. Donk. Nah, come back. That one and that one. See what one? 61. Aqualish. I don't know what those are. What are they? Exciting times. Aqualish. Star Wars. AQUALISH. Oh, right. The ones who look like they've got big old tusks. These folks. Let's just copy that. Copy image. Let's go here. You go bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. Enter. Back over here. Right, so one of these folks is the boss. And of course he's here because his computer system's gone off, and that's probably upset him a bit. Thread list. What have we currently got on our thread list? Rescue Mara, rescue Figrin, get the data to the Rebel Alliance. Okay, right. What else have we got laying around? We've got yeah, well, let's keep on going. Never let the momentum stop, as someone probably said somewhere at some point. No, come back, don't close on me, you awful little device contraption. One thing I really wish they had in Foundry was an easy way of kind of like updating the background on these journal entries. That would be cool. So Boba Fett is escorting the boss. I've forgotten again. Aqualish. An Aqualish. So let's get some quick details on the Aqualish. Personality. 10. Arrogant. Sounds about right. 11. Average and arrogant. Okay, right, fine. Appearance. Muscular. And common. I mean, average and common, sounding like he's not the greatest boss in the world, isn't it? Aqualash, who is arrogant, well built, but has a little in the way of a presence, right? A little in the way of presence, because really the presence is being put out by Boba Fett, right? This guy's just giving Boba Fett some money, and so Boba Fett is here doing their job. This is, again, early on in the era, doing jobs for any old bum that can afford him. Right. So, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to keep on. Almost certainly, yeah. They're probably a secondary boss, or someone else is using them as a puppet. Which also kind of, the fact that they're probably like a second grade boss is the reason why they're so interested in getting in with the Imperials. But then also the question is there someone else behind them? So that's a good thing to keep a hold of, and let's keep that in bold. So I think we're gonna, as we're checking, we're gonna give San Merok a roll to see if she can keep her material hidden. So I reckon we'll just use sneak, difficulty moderate, attribute perception. Yeah, that all looks right. We're not using character points. We do have a wild dice. We're not using fate points. Roll. What do we get? That looks like a terrible dice roll. 15. That's a failure. Okay. Not great. So she goes through, and the buzzer goes off, and they look at her, and she's like, ah. So let's give it a second roll for bargain, right? Because now she's going to try and talk her way out of it. Really, that should probably not be bargain. That should probably be streetwise. It'll do. And this, I think, will be difficult, right? It's going to be more difficult than the previous one. Oh dear, and very, very bad. They don't bite at all. Fet's coming over. The boss is coming over. They think that they're ready for a bit of a yeah, exactly, right. She's not made it on either of those rolls, right? So now I reckon she's just going to try and leg it, right? That's going to be the objective here. She is gonna. Oh, this is going to be a problem. The question is there going to be? And we already know that this is it's bad ground. It's in a cave. It's underground. What kind of nonsense might there be? Maybe. Okay. Right. Is there? I think there will be. Right. I think there should be. Like there's something hanging from the ceiling. She pulls out a blaster, blaps it. Right. And that'll fall down, create chaos. Moderate. Moderate. Come on. Be luckier. Do we want to use a fate point? Yes. Wow, that takes it to 8d4, but it does use up my fate point. How do you regenerate fate points? Cave in. Yeah, shoot something in the roof, causes a cave in. That sounds good. Do I want to use a fate point? Does she need to use a fate point? I mean, she does, right? Boba Fett's coming. Boba Fett and the big bad boss. They're coming. They're gonna mess her up. This is a moment for a heroic resolve, right? And I do reckon it should probably be a difficult roll. Right? That sounds like it's probably fair. Let's roll. 31. That's over 20. We've got a success. So she goes boo, 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 up at the roof. It hits like a pipeline in the roof. There's a and the place starts to shudder. She legs it as stuff starts falling from the ceiling. Everyone's screaming. Everyone's getting out of the way. And you see Boba Fett doing his kind of trying to head through the stuff as the entrance caves in behind them. And she's running. Now, the question is, are there guards on the outside, right? We've ascertained that there's bad stuff behind her, and there's going to be some angry people. What's ahead? Are there bad guys ahead of her? Fake question. Are there bad guys up ahead? Question mark. To chat. 30. Yes. Probably not many. And she will try and do stealth. I mean, there's explosions going off. There's stuff caving in. I reckon it's probably pretty easy to do the sneak in. Exactly, right? 100%. Right, I reckon it's an easy roll because there's like dust everywhere. There's chaos going on. She's running. Hold on. No, let's re-roll that. That shouldn't have been that high, should it? That's far too many dice. Not blaster. Come back here, that sneak dice. Unfortunately, use wild dice. Why is it? Oh, right. Do you get fate for a while? Hold on. Let me check the book. Let's check this book. Well, I'm confused, but let's go with it. 8d6. So, okay, right. So, I clearly, fate lasts for a little while. Now, let's check the book on that. Fate points. Fate points, fate points, fate points. Fate points. Let's think about this. Where are fate points? Does the book tell us? Is there a contents in the book? Of course there isn't. This is before the time that people put useful things in their books. Is it at the front? Skill points, the force, trusting the force, the power of the force. If Rorik spends a force point, his blast for the round is 10d plus 2. His dodge is 8d plus 2. His technical ability is 4d plus 2. When you trust to the force, one of four things happen. If you trust to the force to do evil, you lose the force point. It's permanently lost. If you trust the force in a way that neither particularly heroic nor evil, you lose the force point, but do not gain a dark side point. If you trust in the force in a heroic way to save others or defeat evil, you do not lose the force point. At the end of the adventure, you get the force point back. Okay, and if you trust it in a heroic and a character has 3 force points, he can trust in the force 3 times. When you trust in the force, your chances of doing what you want increase dramatically for the round in which the points are spent. All skills and attribute codes are doubled. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes... So, how do I tell the game that the round has ended? That's interesting. That'll be fun. Let's figure that one out. But I reckon, yeah, this is still immediately afterwards, right? So I reckon that the running away still stands. And I guess she's probably, to be a bit heroic... No, probably not. She's not that heroic. She's an intelligence operative, not a great hero. But she's making sure that, checking to see that but not everyone is people aren't getting trapped, right? But yes, okay, so she makes it past... Makes it out. And yeah, okay. Quick note on that, right? So, upset Boba Fett. Let's keep a note of that. So that's the end of the scene. I think we should probably add in character list. Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Update. Because I don't think that the... exactly. Running away like a hero. A spectacular running away, everybody. Come on, everybody. Let's run away. Faster. Scary person with a gun. Right, hold on. Browser. There we go. So, the note on this, right, she gets caught by the security devices and attempts to run away. But one of them grabs her and she shoots the ceiling, managing miraculously to hit a point in it in the ceiling that brings the whole ceiling down. Whole ceiling down on the crowd. Very exciting. Very problematic. On the well, probably not on the crowd. Brings the ceiling down between her and the bounty hunter. And from there, yeah, she belts it away. But she's got the information. That's probably almost certainly, right? Miraculously, no doubt, Boba Fett is displeased. as is his current employer, sending out the message to find and capture San. And they'll have images sent to all their operatives and probably any low-level thug, any low-level merc on the planet. Right? That feels like probably what's going on there. Now, scene 5, and I reckon things have got kind of bad for her so far. So San is gonna find. I think she's gonna try and find somewhere to hide. Slightly miffed, yes. That's exactly the level of annoyance. Slightly miffed. So San is going to find a safe house. So the scene will be San arriving at a safe house in the outskirts of the Sullust planetary capital. Ba-bum. She basically found a roach motel is what she's done. The question is has she? Scene narration roll. 4 interruption event. NPC action. Return anger. Right. Okay. Character list. Let's see who does it. Rebel Alliance. Interesting. So that, I presume, means that the Rebel Alliance has done something. So what do we think? Rebel Alliance has and what were the words? Return in anger. A rebel operative on didn't we? Yeah. Possibly a rebel operative on Coruscant has escaped and is looking to get revenge on because there's a dude in the first one, right? In our first runaway. Sam manages to get the informant's captured. Sen arrives at the spaceport bar, tends to get off the planet. The transport, the open venture, enters hyperspace. Character list? Lieutenant Gibbons, right? Boba Fett, slightly miffed. Something's interesting. The multi-stream chat has stopped working properly. That's cool. It's okay. Where am I? What am I doing? And why am I doing it? What are we doing and why are we doing it? Right, slightly miffed. Right, okay, update. So I reckon, the Rebel Alliance. Well, I've got the informant set. I'd probably get rid of that one. I don't think that's important. Right? Okay. So Rebel operative on Coruscant. So it's kind of like an so the interrupt is kind of like a cutaway scene, right? Interrupt scene. Rebel operative. I know, right? Operative escapes on Coruscant. Probably not how it's spelt. I've got it down. CORUSCANT. It was almost there. I had an extra R in there. What can I do? What can I say? Rebel operative escapes on Coruscant. Cool. And informs their contacts that San may need assistance. Right, assistance. Right, so that's that. Okay. So that's the interrupt scene. Now, I guess we've got to this outskirts, and we should probably go. We try and steal something. So no, wait. What had happened is that this informant was the person that stole the stuff, right? And they gave it to San, and then they got captured at the exchange, right? That's what happened. It was a while back. It's quite some time ago. Right. So I think that's probably... Also, yeah, cool. That happens. That's a thing that occurs. Rebel operative escapes on Coruscant and informs their contacts that San might need assistance, and is out for vengeance against the Imperial officer that tortured them. Yeah, cool. That sounds like a thing, right? Next. So, next back to our scene. San arrives at a safe house in the outskirts of the Solast planetary capital. Does she manage to get a good night rest, right? Well, I see there's a rule in Mythic, right? And this is one thing I always think is a bit funny, right? Is that you're supposed to ask the question in the way which you're going to be most interested. So that would mean the most interesting thing is her cover blown while she's at the safe house? So that's what we should ask. Is the safe house blown? Question mark. I think it's unlikely. Bum. Fake question. Is the safe house blown? Question mark. And I reckon it's very unlikely, but we'll see. Things are going bad at the moment. 91. No! Okay, the safe house is not blown. Okay, what's the safe house like? Let's, domicile. What's the safe house like? 7 rustic? 19 creepy. It's a creepy old place. So the hideout is a creepy old kind of rural house on Solast. I've got no idea what that's like. And that, so she's is there anyone else at the safe house? Fake question. I think it's unlikely. I think it's unlikely that there's anyone else here. Is there anyone else Cochin here? Question mark. 12. Yes, there is. Oh, and it's an exceptional yes. Who do we think it is? Somebody exciting? It's early on, though. Who might it be? Well, I mean, I guess it's that early on, but it could be like Andor, right? I reckon that's who it is. Andor's here. He's been doing something else on the planet. They pass ways here, I suppose. Unless we want to stat him up as someone who can help. I guess we could. Well, we'll talk. So they, not much chatting, but they do a little bit of chatting in passing. You know how you do when you now the escaped rebel's still on Coruscant, right? He'd have had to have escaped a while ago, unless it was like, I mean, now that you mention it, because that was an interrupt. It could have been an interrupt from the past, right? Possibly, he's already made it here. Would he have? I don't think he would have. I think we'll just go for Andor. He's good enough. He'll do. And with that, the question is will Andor help her sort out the matey boy, right? Will Andor help her get the ship released? Because again, also, unsure. I mean, he's a bit of a bellend, so I mean, it's unlikely that he will, because he's got other stuff to do and he doesn't want to get too involved in what could be a blown up, and what already is in some ways a blown up, right? 24. Yes, he will help. Okay, cool. Right, so that gives us a second character to help us out in some of these roles, and we also need to rescue Figrin, right? Because Figrin's been captured, and Figrin is Independence, not Han Solo. Rebel Alliance. Figrin. Oh, he's not in the Rebel Alliance. Is he? Was he? Did we make him a rebel? He's just pretending. Maybe. I can't remember. I guess we must have. That's why he's in the Rebel Alliance. So Figrin Dorney is the person who owns the spaceship, right? So he owns the Open Venture. Okay, well that's exciting. Is the safe house? So okay, is the safe house blown? No. The safe house is still safe, and there is another operative here. Yeah, exactly right. And there is another operative here that goes by the name of Andor, who agrees to help her rescue Figrin and get the ship off of the planet, right? Right. So what we also think is, so remember she stole the data, right? So she stole the data, and she'll interrogate it, right? Interrogate the data. And I guess the question is, does the data point us towards someone in the someone in the customs department that's working with them, right? Because that's our big problem, right? We're working with them. Question mark. Does it? I mean, we hope so. I think that's probably likely. Because I mean, we did just go through hell for it. 98. That sounds like a no. It doesn't. That's a nuisance. So that's come up blank. No. The data is a bust. That's interesting. That's not what we were hoping for, is it? We were hoping it was going to give us something obvious. Because does the data point us in the direction of science? So no, it doesn't. Does it? No, it doesn't. But does it point? Has it in fact pointed us in the direction of somebody else? That's the question, isn't it? That's perhaps she looks through it. It doesn't point to someone in the customs department, but it does point to someone in what other department do we think? So we're pretty close to we're very much kind of shortly after Clone War, right? After the end of Return, Revenge of the Sith, right? We're a bit after that. I mean, I'd have to check because I mean Andor's in it, which means now we're positioned after Andor. So we're somewhere around that, right? The timeline's fuzzy at best. But that's kind of the era we're in, right? Still, the rebellion is very early phases. It's broadly a collection of disparate, independent movements. The Imperium, the Empire, is very much solidifying its base. So very early, the exciting part, right? There's lots of stuff that goes on later on, but I think for this early, particularly for a character who is a agent, so an operative, this is a good times to be in, right? So someone in the judiciary, that sounds like it's probably someone else, probably someone that is corrupt, right? Judiciary, corruption, judiciary, corrupt judge, right? Judge. So, and how's the judge corrupt? Oh, that could be an alternative, right? That would be like another helpful. But then I feel like we're building up too many positives on her side. Also, we want to get off the planet and back to delivering the package, don't we? And what we really, and I mean, we could point at someone who, but then why would they be? Yeah, I think someone who's got some clout over customs, someone who works with customs to get stuff. That's it, right? So. Corrupt judge, right? There's a corrupt judge, and I think I've got a bead. I've got a bead on where we're going with this story. I think I know what's going on here. I think I know the score. Right. So we're like, why on earth is this judge working with this guy? That's weird. That doesn't make sense. There's a judge. We were expecting customs kind of people, but instead we've got this here judge. Right. So next scene, we go find the judge, and I reckon this has brought the chaos factor down a bit. Right. Next scene, Andor and Sand go to interrogate the judge, right? That's what we're doing. We're going to go find this judge. So we rock up, probably find him in a dark, we track him down like we hunting dogs is what we do. Interrogate the judge, who is on their way home. So how we're going to do this, right, is we're going to hack the interface for their automated car, right? I reckon she's good at this. This is her bread and butter. Well, when does that? Interesting. I think there's something we need to do here because it still thinks that we've got the effects of that fortune point. Not fortune point. May want to question him and say, yeah. But what I need to figure out is how to tell it that I don't have is it in here? Force mode, normal. Is it that? It's not in effect anymore. Okay, that's what it was. That easy technical roll. I should really have given her a better technical skill now that I think about it. Oh, that's a terrible roll. Oh no, that's a great roll. That's an amazing roll. Amazing roll. Goodness, she hacks the car driving computers, right? And redirects. She does it so effortlessly. It's so amazing. So skilled. So many skills. Basically drives it into a garage, right? It kind of kidnaps him inside this car and drives into a garage. What species is it? It's a good question. Let's find out what species this dude. He's probably a Celestian, right? It's a Celestian. He's a Celestian. Small little funny guys. It's great. Celestian captured. So. No, that's the wrong one. We want to go back here. Scanning it. So they hack with transportation network, and have the Have the car drive to a garage out of town. Right, cool. Kidnapped him. Good times. Things are looking up for San and Co. But we need to check this scene. See if there's an interrupt or a change to it. So here we go. Scene operation. Roll. 3. Scene was altered. Okay. We'll see if there's a nice recommendation of a scene adjust here. Make 2. Well, that's. I mean, give me an adjustment. 8. That's not very useful, is it, system? If you only got a D, if you've got a D10 and 10 and 8 are both make 2 adjustments. Remove a character. Okay. And too many results on this table are increase an activity. Okay, right. So the 2 adjustments are Andor is working somewhere else, so Andor isn't in the scene. And increase an activity. Increase an activity. It'll be yeah, I mean, I guess the security, what are they called? The White Stars are looking even harder for them. Session 1. I don't want session 1 open. White Stars are out looking in force. Now, bribery is probably the way we'll go. Or investigation. Bribery, investigation. Investigation first and then bribery. Let's find out a bit about the personality of this guy. Personality. Guy or gal. Shallow, nice. Competitive and shallow. Interesting. Okay, so they're competitive and shallow. Background? Anything interesting here? Free? Not very interesting. Power? Not very interesting. Nothing there really. Traits and flaws? Anything interesting on this? Dangerous. Odd. Okay. Motivations. Let's see why he's doing what he's doing. 5. Approval. Nature. Interesting. I mean, so he's always seeking approval, primarily by the more powerful, which is why he's working with the gang, which is why he's also working with the customs group, because they've got policies in place that reward increasing the number of people that they capture, and you know, he likes gold, he likes money, right? So he's got credits, so he's getting credits from working with the White Stars, he's getting credits on backhanders from the people who work in customs. He is also at the same time increasing his pull with the Empire, right? That's kind of his deal. They definitely didn't get hugs. Probably, his parents were probably like career politicians and career career legal people, like lawyers and stuff like that, right? Solicitors, lawyers, judges, politicians, that kind of thing. So that's him, right? So that's him. So let's roll our investigation roll, right? Let's see if we can figure out anything. If she can figure anything out about him. So we know that. She doesn't. The 10, she doesn't figure much out. See if we could bargain. Bargain. That's not really coming That shouldn't have been an easy. That should have been a higher. So she doesn't. They're not able to figure anything out. They're not able to bargain with him. But can we use him as leverage, saying that he's told us everything, right? So the judge doesn't give anything up, but we can lie to the customs people, and tell them gave them up. Right? That sounds like it's probably the way forward there. So we kind of bundle this guy in the back of the car. Andor rocks up. Right, we're cool. So I guess we'll also ask for Oracle a bit more here. Fake question. No, where did you go? Yes. So the question was going to be, did he have anything on him that further incriminated him? And the answer is yes. So we can imagine, what incriminating evidence did he have on him? Let's see if there's a table here that will tell us something interesting, or if we just object. Let's see. Equipment. Threatening equipment. Also, cryptic message. Information. Leadership. Ooh. Okay, so right, cool. So that's the cryptic message one is more exciting, right? So he's got a data pad. On the data pad, he's got information about the other people that he's working with in the Celestian authorities, right? Now, it feels like there's probably some low-level encryption on that, right? If nothing else. So let's give them a roll. It's going to be moderate. See how that goes? Terribly. Didn't go well at all. 9, 15, doesn't manage it. We're going to have to find someone to hack the information for us. Whoo! Exactly, right? List corrupt politicians and other people for him to use on his position. Exactly. That's exactly it, right? So, Judge has a data clip currently encrypted with details of other corrupt officials and who is working with in order to sell the nation to the Empire, right? Basically, let's not cut about, mess around. That's what we're doing. That's what he's doing. He's selling everyone out to the Empire so he can get rich, right? Proper mega rich. Okay, so that's what's on there, but we can't see it because she failed her roll. So, sugar. There. Sorry, I just threw my dice in the air. I was so excited. What we can do is, Andor will know a data broker, right? Andor will know someone who can hack this stuff. They're in downtown, so we're going to head over to downtown, right? Next scene. Head to downtown. Head to downtown with the judge. Judge in the boots. So one thing we probably want to do is we probably want to go here, and add the judge to the character list, right? Judge in the boots, boot of a car. Update. Cool. So that's that. Next scene, we arrive at the data broker to do this stuff, right? Next scene, head for downtown, arrive at the data broker's shop. right? So all kinds of things can go wrong now. I reckon this has come down by 1, and let's check for scene alteration. Check. 10. Scene proceeds normally. Jeez, it's been a while since that's happened. Right, so the data broker's there. I reckon the data broker wants money, right? But let's see if we can bargain with the data broker. It shouldn't have been easy. It should be a 15. But we got a 22. She bargains with a data broker, and it only costs her 250 credits, right? 1750 credits it costs. This... Oh, goodness. It's been a while since I've had to update any of this stuff. Let's go. All right, come here. You... I think these are my permanent, not my permanent, but my wet arrays. Yeah, these are my wet arrays markers. So 1750. Cool. Top bananas. Let's and nothing's gone wrong. Everything's good. Let's just does for data broker. I reckon they can. I don't think there's much point dilly-dallying around this scene. We've now got the list of traitors, but I do think there is something that we should ask, right? Which is has the data broker taken a copy of the data? Question mark. Copy. I mean, it's likely, isn't it? Let's be frank. 37. Yes, of course, yes. Yes, she's taking it. So she won't do it just yet, but fake question. Does she tell the White Star's boss about the data? Probably. No, she doesn't. Okay. So that's fine. She's got a copy of the data. She'll sell it at some point, probably to somebody. Now our question is, right? So our question now is, what do we do with the data? Definitely go and do the bribery, right? Do the bluff. Go do the bluff because we've got the data. We know the person in charge of. We could go into the office and go to the guy that does the customs, right? We can threaten them. That sounds like the thing to do. Definitely the thing to do. So, browser. Top place. Oh God. Well, I don't know if God has much to do with whatever's about to happen. You cannot even, can't you? That's amazing. Okay, so our question is do we bluff the you can have all the leeway you like. If there's one thing we have, it's leeway. Bluff, definitely bluff. That's what we're going to do. Right, so the next scene is going to be two of us rock up on the guy in charge of customs, and bluff him. Yeah, tell him that we're that the judge has told us everything, and if he doesn't want us to, turn him in, if he doesn't want us to turn him in, we're going to release the information, right? And he'll be finished. That's what the next scene is. Everything will be fine. So I think that scene was too short, really, for it to do anything. So do a scene alteration. Well, I mean, the judge is currently in the boot. So 2 interruption event. Okay, something happens. 86. All the commentary is valid. Attainment weather. NPC negative. Okay, right. So this apparently there's like a little like hole in the boot, and it's raining. So the judge in the back of the motor is getting rained on because there's just bits of rain spilling through onto his face, and he's really not enjoying it back there. That's our interrupt, right? So interrupt view of the judge getting rained on. This is what he gets for all that scheming. This is the inevitable outcome of being such a sneaky wee slimy judge type. But I feel like we're rocking towards a conclusion here. So we corner he may become he's trying, but we've stuck gaffer tape over his mouth, or the Star Wars equivalent of gaffer tape, right? He's gaffer taped in the back there. We're not fools, not complete fools. We just want to get off this blasted planet and back into space. That's the goal. Corner the customs boss. Now, he's like, what's going on here? And we're like, shut up, man. We've got this judge, and he's told us all about your plans. And here's a list of your co-conspirators. And he's like, whoa, what's going on? And we're like, well, how about you shut up and do what we tell you? And let's see if he feels like that, right? We'll use bargain again, I suppose. I reckon it's moderate. A prepared judge. I mean, yeah. Use him as a. So I reckon he's going to get a couple of bonus dice because we're going to get a couple of bonus dice or two bonus dice. 2 bonus dice. Man, it's probably actually a. It's probably a playoff against each other, right? So if we go unknown, right? So I reckon she gets 2 extra dice for all the info. Oh, that's not a great roll. So she got a 19. Now, if we imagine Imperials, use I haven't got an Imperial officer on here. That's kind of annoying, isn't it? If we used Army Trooper and then use their perception, we got slightly better. Well, I mean, he at some point he's probably comparable to an Army Trooper. Wow, that's not copied over properly. So let's use the Army Trooper. Oh wow, 1D plus 1. Fighter pilot. 3D on them. Let's say that he's got 3D. Right? Can I roll directly off of that? No, this sheet's a bit weird. Let's use this one then. Come on, you. Roll. We will use it. Not mechanical. Knowledge. We'll give them an extra dice as well. Roll. 6. That's definitely not great. What have we got here? 2 or 3. Since you have have the list. Drop anyone who is over them. So right, this guy, this guy, he's not smart, and he's really just here because, you know, he got a cushy job. His dad set him up for a job. He got in touch with the judge. He's like, look. I'm just a bit of a bruiser. I don't need this. I'm all good. We're good. We're fine. How about I take you to the spaceship, and I'll let your mate out, right? And they're like, that sounds like a great idea. How about we do that, right? So now we're being escorted to the cells, right? That sounds like the next scene, doesn't it? That sounds like what we're doing. Nothing could possibly go wrong here. Being escorted to the cells. Being escorted. Scene. What scene are we up to now? All right. Next scene. Oh, it's been a while since I actually scene 6. Scene 5. Scene 6. So, what was just next scene? Next scene's been working for us so far. Next scene. So yeah, the boss. So I'm also using Mythic. I don't know if anyone's anyone else does solo role playing, but Mythic is the kind of bulk of the system that I'm using below for the Star Wars system. Next scene, but of course I'm using Mythic terribly because I'm not very good at it. Next scene. Escorted to the prison cell with the corrupt customs official to unlock figurine cell. Figurines cell. Okay, that's what we expect is going to happen. Let's see what happens. I've lost all my stuff. It's all under here. There we go. Hiding from me. Scene alteration. To chat. 5. It's altered on some level, I think. No. Yes. No. Yes. Scene altered. Oh, right. It's an alteration. Okay. Scene alterations. 6. Add an object. There's a droid in here as well. It's kind of looking at us, and it's like, droid, like, please, however, may I assist you, official Davy? And Davy turns to it and goes, "Don't worry, I'm just here to we're releasing that figurine. Turns out, not a problem. He's got all the right paperwork." What? Oh yeah, figurine was one of those exciting ones that play the musical saxophone thingy. So, very well. So the question is, does the fate question? Okay, something that happens when you go onto this screen, this fate. It doesn't click in the box by default. It just clicks on the to chat, which means if you start typing, it rolls the dice. Not very clever. Does the droid report this to report this in for? In fact, no. Does the official have some secret code to alert the droid to what's going on? Question mark. Unsure. Roll. 26. Yes, he does. Okay. So the droid kind of nods and is, yes, Davey, I will do so. And he activates the alarm, right? So they head down to open the cell, but of course, Matey Boy isn't in this cell because it's all a bit of a setup, right? So that's a pain in the backside, isn't it? Suddenly he leaps off to the side. Do we catch him before he leaps off, right? That's the question. Do we catch him? Click on the little box. Do we catch him before he runs? Question mark. I reckon it's likely 48. Yes. Those dice didn't want to settle there, did they? They were very hesitant about stopping wiggling. Okay, right. So Andor grabs him. Sen looks around. Bugger, we're in the poop right now. She exposes. She exclaims. That's the one. She exclaims, and Andor is like, oh, "Do you think?" And there's an alarm going off, and we're gonna have to search, right? So we're gonna have to go. Do we manage to? So we're searching this thing. Alarm's going off. You can hear the sound of boots in the distance. Do we find figuring before people arrive? Do we find figuring before people arrive? Question mark. Unsure. We'll see. 30. Oh, unexpected event. Close a thread. Break. Riches. Okay, what thread are we closing? Interesting. Roll. Get the data. See, this is one of the things that I find weird about Mythic, because I'm like, well, that's clearly not closed, because we're clearly doing something completely different right now. What's in my thread list? Rescue figurine. There you go. That's the obvious thread to close, isn't it? So we'll close that. Update. Close that. So we've rescued figurine, right? Figurine's in there. We've closed it. Break. Riches. Right. I mean, that even... Oh, come on. Vader's not going to be on Sullust right now. He's busy. He's not on Sullust. That's a terrible idea. Why would he be on Sullust? No. We've already got Boba Fett. Things are already bad. We just need we've got Figurine. Figurine's like, hey, what? This is a hell of a rescue. Shut up, Figurine, you weird little man. Who's this? This is just some guy who's helping us. Don't worry about it. It's complicated. And he's like, right, okay, fair enough. Plans? Well, we're running away. Right, we're like 32 stories up. I know. Maybe there's a garbage chute somewhere. Because we're definitely not fighting our way through this entire building, because that would be madness. Yes, it would. So... Question. So we do find him before he arrives. This has closed off the thread of... closed the thread that we're worried about. That's good. But now... we need to get the heck out of here. So, people start arriving on the floor. The obvious answer is going to be, aha! Now, given that we're in this facility, did they have anything set up for the security guards to escape if prisoners broke out? That's the question. Did they? Did they have secret escape routes for if prisoners escaped? I ain't gonna lie. This is unlikely. If I was my ref, I'd be like, that doesn't sound legit, does it? But with 34, we've got a kind, caring referee, right? I reckon we're gonna need a tech roll to get through it before. Oh, well, we've got Matey Boy. He's still with us. He didn't get away. Oi, Matey Boy. Because the what's it called? You know, the guy. The customs official is still with us, right? Grab the customs official, drag him. I don't know how to open it. Yes, you do. You do know how to open it. Open it, or else we'll shoot you. So he opens it. He's not big into getting shot. As already noted, bit of a lightweight. Do we get through that before guards start shooting at us? 44. Unexpected random event. Ambiguous event. Well, that's interesting. What an ambiguous event has occurred. Down the trash chute. Exactly. Vengeance, the physical, ambiguous event. Right. Here's what happens. Okay. There is. We get into the tunnels. Start legging it. And what we do is we arrive at the we've broken out of prison. We've arrived at the bay for the ship. You know who's there, right? Boba Fett is there, looking rather unhappy about us with his boss, right? And they stood there, and they look at us, and we look at them, and we're just like, hell. And Andor's like, who's this guy? He looks like he... Who's this guy? He doesn't look like much fun. I don't think he is. And so, on that bombshell, that feels like the end of an episode, doesn't it? Right? Got to the ship. Haha, we've escaped prison. Hey, we've got this wet security official, customs official with us. But here is the physical embodiment of vengeance, Boba Fett, at our spaceship, right? Roll credits, everybody. Roll credits. Roll credits. Cool. That's a wrap, right? I'll just make sure we managed to escape, but Boba Fett is waiting for us at the ship. Very upset about stuff. That sounds good. That sounds like a good place to end it to me. And a fine use of an hour and a half of my afternoon and yours. I don't know when I'll play next. I keep on saying maybe I'll do it at X, and then I don't. But thanks for popping along, Watcher of Meme Lords, Top Lace, and anyone else. I think we did well. San Marok almost managed to escape off the planet, rescued Figrin, met up with a dude called Andor, and is now in an unfortunate situation where Boba Fett is between her and the spaceship she wants to be on. So that's cool. There's a bunch of other stuff I need to do. Like I was saying, right, I've got Lancer and I need to give that a read. And the One Ring, of course, but the problem with the One Ring is I updated Foundry, so I was on version 11. And of all the games that are up to date and ready to run on version 12, the One Ring is not one of them. So that's annoying. At some point in the next few weeks, I have like a massive mountain of battle tech turning up as well. So we'll have to think of something to do with battle tech. And that'll be cool. Because I've got loads of like old MechWarrior rules. So we could probably do something with that. Because I've got an entire mountain of Battletech mercenary stuff. And Pendragon, of course, I've got, and I want to do something with that. But yeah, thank you. It's been great. Have a great day. See you next time. Enjoy the slime. Watch some rubbish horror movies. That's what I'm going to do today. Watch some rubbish horror movies and enjoy them.